Have you ever found it difficult to get up out of bed in the mornings? Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. First of all, I want to just give a quick disclaimer. None of this is going to be professional advice. It's all coming from me and my personal opinion based on my experience, but it may be beneficial to you, and that's why I wanted to share it. So keep that in mind. None of this is obviously coming from a medical professional. I definitely encourage you to consult with your doctor about your specific situation and make sure that you're doing things that are healthy and safe for you. So there's a couple of ideas here that I've been thinking about getting up out of bed. Here's the reason. I was diagnosed with MS, as you know, if you've been following the channel for a little bit. I was diagnosed about 1.5 years ago, and I kind of experienced this crazy identity crisis in ways that I didn't really expect. Especially with being able to wake up and get going. I've always been a driven person, and I always kind of took it as a point of pride to be the first person in my household to be awake. Even though it was really boring and I was by myself and I had to be quiet because everybody else was asleep. So I don't really know why, but I just feel like it was always something that I was really proud of, to be the first person awake. And so all of a sudden, as soon as I was diagnosed with MS, I was fighting this crazy fatigue that all of a sudden I just don't know where it came from. I didn't know how to deal with it. And so I consulted my doctor, so that's obviously my advice to you is to consult with your doctor. And I found out that, at least in my case with my MS and the things I'm dealing with, the fatigue wasn't going to go away. It was just going to be something I have to deal with. So it didn't matter after I had gotten that 8 hours of sleep, or 7 to 8 hours. It didn't matter if I woke up feeling fatigued. It wasn't going to help if I slept in for another couple hours. It wasn't gonna do anything for me. So that's when I realized I gotta do something to help me get myself out of bed and motivated to do so, despite the sudden fatigue that I had never experienced before. And so I feel like there's a couple of things that can help you, and that's why I wanted to discuss them. The first one is to come up with something that is bigger than just yourself just having motivation to get up. So, for example, I am highly motivated to go to the gym every day now, because I know that talking with my doctor about my specific situation that I need to stay active. And so that was something that was helping me to I had this thing that I needed to do that was bigger than just myself, bigger than just me being like, I just want to be out of bed. That I needed to commit to doing something, and that kind of pulls me out. The first thing isn't always strong enough to help you get out of bed or to be motivated to do something. So the second thing that I recommend is getting a social support system in place. This is super helpful. It was helpful for me. I used to do something with a friend every Tuesday morning, and that was really helpful for me even before MS, because we had to wake up really early to do this. It was really helpful and motivating to me to have accountability, because she was relying on me to get up at this time, and I was relying on her as well. And so we were able to do a ton of stuff consistently that way, and that was really motivating. That can help you too, is to get somebody involved that either has a similar goal or is already doing something that you want to be a part of, and just see if they'll let you tag along and be part of that. So that'll help you really get pulled out of bed if you're really struggling with it. So the third thing that I have been thinking about a lot is integrity. Now, we usually think about integrity in terms of ourselves versus some external force, being true to ourselves or our beliefs, and that's totally valid, but there's also an aspect of that plays into being having personal integrity for yourself. So if I make a promise to myself and I keep that promise, suddenly I have more personal integrity to work with. I trust myself more, and that's something that I've been really focused on building, that trust in myself over the last 10 or so years. I've really been interested in this idea of motivation and in keeping promises to myself. Now, I noticed that there's a pattern. If you do something that's way too big, you're just biting off way too much, more than you can chew, you're not going to accomplish the goal, right? That's why those New Year's resolutions always kind of fall flat. They definitely don't last past January usually. So I don't even set those anymore. I don't even worry about it. I am concerned about goals or these promises that I can make to myself that I know I'm going to fulfill. So I start super small. For example, in college, I made it a goal to do push-ups every day. It didn't matter how many I was doing. It was a fact that I was doing push-ups. I did everything from anywhere from 20 to 70 push-ups depending on the day, and I even changed up the styles, and I had like a couple of sets for each style. But that was after I had started the habit of doing the push-ups. So it was more about doing the push-up, getting that in my schedule, and that really helped me to snowball it and turn it into something much bigger as I was trusting myself more. Because suddenly, if I had started just like at the very beginning, I'm gonna do 70 knuckle push-ups. That's not gonna happen because it's just too hard. I don't have the muscle for it and all that good stuff. So focus on the system of the goal rather than the goal itself. So come up with something that is really small that you can do, that's about you, that you're motivated to do, and build that trust in yourself as you're accomplishing that goal. And so that's actually going to be your challenge for today, is go out there and find something that you've been wanting to do, that's something that's small and actually attainable, and try doing that for the purpose of not just fulfilling the goal, but also for building trust in yourself. If you think of it as that, I feel like that's a great way to motivate yourself to do things. And who knows, you may find it easier to tackle bigger challenges later on because you've started to do it small and consistently on these other smaller promises. So that's my challenge for you. Always be safe and be smart, and please let me know in the comments what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're experiencing as you're trying to take on this challenge, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.